Hi everyone, from Elmsford, New York, you have myself and Holly, who's doing the filming today on Tozai Home. And we have really, I think I always say this, but a real exciting group for you today on Tozai. And I know that if you look in the marketplace, home decor in 2013 was a very strong category. If you ask many of your retailers, the home building and new home purchases and things like that have been increasing. They are coming back, and so we are seeing in the home decor area a upswing in that business, possibly even stronger than the gift world. So we are right on target with the right category here, and I think you'll really love the designs that we're doing this season. We're opening up with our mid-century look. And when I visited the factory that does a lot of this work, it really was a wonderful factory or a studio because I saw mounds and mounds of clay where they would then begin the forming of the containers. And what you're seeing here is the typical results of a potter's work. And this is where all of these three-dimensional designs they pop off the surface. So you have a base structure, and then these are actually separate pieces that are layered on top in the clay. And that's the first part in creating the product. It's spun on the wheel, and the worker is actually applying all of these different elements. And then the glazing technique happens. They'll bake it, and they'll glaze it, and all the different glazes are researched, and it takes a while to get them just perfect. And what we love about them is that they look somewhat aged. And so these look like vintage pieces that came from the 1950s, actually. But in fact, we reproduced them here. I mean, look at some of the detail on this, Holly, where the brown and the different coloring. There's dark blue, there's light blue, there's shading. This is all part of the charm of this collection. So we have lots of different things in this grouping that I want to go through with you. We have right here in front here, I'm trying to see, these four right here. These four pieces, as you have pictured in the catalog. First of all, the citrus tone, this green, this acidic green, along with all those crackles. That's what's just so wonderful. The orange, the very rich and powerful orange here. And you could get a feeling about the size here and all the different elements. So this we're selling as a set of four. Of course, the store can break up, and you have that in the book. Then in a little simpler, this almost looks a little more Latin in terms of the shape of the containers, but you can see again, this is done in a little different process, and this is a carved out piece where we've darkened it with different dots. Each piece is, I'm just telling you, is going to be somewhat different, and that's what's so great about it. That's what happens when you heat at such high temperatures. You can control it to some extent, and then the heat and nature takes over. I love so many of our pieces. We're very thoughtful, and we put the cushions on the bottom so that when they're sitting on a table, they won't scratch the table, and they'll sit very comfortably, and you will feel comfortable about putting them down. We also have here, is this one of three sizes?
One of three.
Okay, so this is the smallest, and this is great for as a spoon rest or for a soap. And this is different. This is done more out of a mold. It's not so hand carved, although all of these elements here are three-dimensional. It's white on the bottom, okay, and it has a very nice glaze to it. And this is the smallest of the set of three. If we go to the next page, in the catalog, you're going to see some of the other containers. And this is a look that we've done very well with. And so one of the reasons that you're seeing more of it is that you guys have sold it very well. This is a really good size plate, again, with a tremendous amount of detail. All of this is actually carved. And it has the profile is you know, it's not a deep carving, but it's enough to hold when we do the glazing, the color kind of sits in a puddle, and that's why it gets to have a deeper tone to it. But you'll see the back of this is just a very simple, natural. This is what you'll find if you go to a studio, a potter studio in your hometown. You'll find this type of work. These are very heavy. The weight of this really represents that it's hand done. You know, the lighter the piece, the more likely it is that it's molded, and it has more of a molded effect to it. When you find something very heavy in the ceramic, that means typically that it's probably, there's a lot of handwork to it. So this is a decorative plate. And are they food safe, Holly? Just because people will ask?
Not food
These
safe.
are decorative, so they're not food safe for you. We also have here, this is actually a set of 3, and why don't I'll put them together over here, and we can see them. Okay, so this is a set of 3 canisters. Maybe get down lower, and you can see. I'll lift that up for you. Okay, so this is fun. You know, I think what I love about everything we do, not everything, but many things we do, it has a sense of humor. And so this has just a face that's also the handle to lift off the jar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's these are the 3-dimensional eyes. You know, it's interesting. Which are they different, Holly?
No, they're all going to be the same. They're going to be
one?
this smiling face with 2 eyes, cheeks, and a smile, and the nose is the handle.
Okay, so you see all
like
this detail.
here.
And even this, just note, you're going to be able to see the undertone. I mean, sometimes this is glazed, sometimes it's not. It will vary a little bit.
From
and
piece to
inside, it's painted, and it's, I could say it's painted sloppy. In a sense, it means that it's not a fine sculptured piece, you know, where every little detail. I mean, this is just a wash that's put on the bottom, of the top. So the inside, are these food safe?
These are decorative.
These are decorative also, but to tell you the truth, Holly, you know, I'll just hold this so everyone sees the size. I would, you know, I see no reason why that you couldn't put something in there. But that's just between you and me. And the bottoms of these just have a very raw, kind of natural look to it. I like that because, again, these are nice and heavy. All of the details, all the carving is here, all done by hand. Imagine how much patience it takes to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, each of these different little details are carved out of there. So that's something that you guys should explain to your customers. So there are 3 sizes, just so you get a good view of them. Okay, and they sit beautifully together in a kitchen or someplace else. We also have here our bowl. Okay, and this is really inspiring. You know, I am reminded that this look is very Spanish. You know, it can be in Europe. It does have that feeling to it. So we decided to do a bowl. Okay, and you can see all the details on it again with all the carvings. And this is all retro, vintage, you know, design, that you can see here with all the detail. We also have back here 2 vases. These hold water.
Yes.
And again, they have the crackle and all of the detail to them. And this I'm going to hold up here, Holly, so they can see how big these are. It's a set of 2, and one is a round shape, and one is so you can see the shapes on them. You know, one's square and one's round. So this is a set of 2 vases. And then over here, okay, we have here our beautiful new Dazzler candles, and they look so great here. Thank you for displaying them. And then we did a small lion. Okay, and I want to put the lion next to the bowl so you can just see the size difference here. Okay, and you can see here is the lion. It's about 6.5 inches long, and then the bowl, it looks almost 10 inches long. So you see the 2 different sizes and the height differences here, you know, just for your reference. And then we have the last item here in the turquoise is this centerpiece serving tray. This will look just wonderful on a table, and I could even see serving, you know, and having fruit and doing an arrangement in this. This is a great pedestal piece, and again captures a real interesting time in history. So we are really excited. The turquoise is very strong. All these bright colors are great. And we're going to take a break and just go to the next few pages.